I would not be walking probably today without having this fusion done. It's as I understand, a multi-level 4 fusion. It's a major deal, and it's a blessing to anyone that has the sciatic pain that I had. The first time I seriously hurt my back was in 1970 while I was stationed in Vietnam, part of a team that had to do some work on the flight line. And we lifted more than we should have in trying to put some bombs on an airplane. And I was out of commission for a week with torn muscles in my back. I didn't really, after recovery from that, I served another 20 years in the Air Force and didn't really have any major problems. I did in 1984 have another major problem with my back when I strained it severely in picking up things out of the back of the car that I shouldn't have picked up, bags of rocks and cement. And that laid me up for 2 or 3 days with low back pain. I didn't have any major experiences probably until about the year 2000. Then I started having major pain with sciatic nerve. And my regular physician told me lose weight, which I tried to do. I did lose some weight. And have some epidural injections, and that helped for a time, just like it does when you have a rotator cuff or something like that. It's a temporary fix. I decided to retire because of the walking involved at Kennedy Space Center and my job as an engineer out there. I got to where I couldn't walk the long distances required. There was too much pain in my low back. So I decided to retire in 2001, which I did. I went to a pain doctor locally here in Titusville. The solution was pills, and I'm not a pill person to speak of, so that lasted a very short time. You're just covering up the problem with taking pills. Finally, in 2009, I decided to try and fix the back, and I went to a pain center and a back center here in Brevard County, where they installed 2 devices in my back to spread the vertebrae at L3 and L2 to relieve pressure from the sciatic nerve. That operation was a tough one, but it did relieve pain from the sciatic nerve for several months. The problem resurfaced after only 3 months after healing, in that 2 of the other discs that were on either side of the ones that had been fixed were also compressed and practically worn out and bone on bone and causing major sciatic pain. I was in more pain than when I started before the first operation. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand up more than 10 minutes. I couldn't shop at Publix. I had to ride a scooter. I went out and bought with my own money a scooter, a Pride mobility scooter to get around the neighborhood. I still had to walk dogs and get the mail and so forth. And I've been riding a scooter for a year, and I said, I don't want to live the rest of my life. I've got 20 or 30 more years. I don't want to live in a scooter all these years. So I was talking to some people here in town, and Dr. Duke's name came up, fixed my back. We had an MRI taken immediately. We looked at the problem, and as Dr. Duke showed me, the 2 vertebrae that were spread with the device previously installed were okay, but the discs were still gone. There was nothing between the vertebrae. The disc material was practically nothing. And the discs on either side, above and below, were both gone. So there was no way I was going to avoid pressing the sciatic nerve and having pain. And he said, the only way to solve this problem is to get those bad discs out of there, get the 2 little appliances out of there that are spreading the vertebrae that were previously installed, and we'll put in 4 spacer discs, and then we'll fuse the 5 vertebrae together. It's a major operation, S1 to L2. 5 vertebrae fused together with a ladder, rods, and 10 screws. I had my operation on January 10th of 2010. Like I say, he fused the 5 vertebrae together and put in 4 artificial discs. The healing, we've checked every 3 months on the healing, and it's now been 6 months since the operation. I have no pain. I'm functional. I'm starting to play golf again. I can walk my dogs. I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't had the operation. I'd have still had those 2 little implants in my back, major pain, ride my scooter around the neighborhood, and having basically no physical life to speak of other than sitting most of the time. But there wasn't any sciatic pain. There was no numbness down my left leg anymore. I thought, wow, this is going to be good. The thing that impressed me, I have to tell you this, the thing that impressed me right off the start is Dr. Duke took a team approach. The very first meeting I had with him, there was the doctor, there was the assistant, there was the scheduler, there was the pain person, Dr. Patel. They were all there, all 4 of them, as a team. And they walked in and they answered every question that I could ask about what would happen to me, how could we get rid of this problem, this pain. No other doctor had ever done that. I was lucky to see my other doctor for 10 minutes and before he went to his next patient. The team approach was so effective and such a neat thing to do. And every visit since then, I've had five visits. I think today is my 6th visit with the doctor. We're still in the team approach. We're still in the team approach. He wants everybody to know what's happening and how it's happening and when it's happening. And that's effective communication. He's got effective communication, and that's something that you don't see in many doctor offices. It's sort of the way we worked at the Space Center when we were trying to launch a shuttle. You have to have effective communication, and you have a lot of team meetings. Team doctor in this kind of a practice is pretty rare. When you don't have pain in your back, you can live normally again. I don't have to ride a scooter. I can bend, I can swing a golf club, I can walk. I don't have sciatic pain. That's the main purpose of this operation. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely.